My name is Juliette, and I've had one concussion playing soccer. So my first concussion was the fall of my senior year, and I was playing soccer, and someone clipped the back of my feet, and I fell on the back of my head. And then when I got up, I knew something wasn't right because my head started ringing and my eyes were hurting. But I still played anyways because I wanted to continue the game. But then a couple minutes after that, I realized that I shouldn't, and then it really got worse. The short-term effects were I was very sensitive to the light, and then I wasn't able to look on screens for a long period of time, and I was very irritable, and I just wanted to be in dark rooms, and yeah, it was mainly the light that affected me. I have more trouble remembering things, or if someone talks to me, they have to repeat it multiple times because I can't concentrate on what they're saying. But yeah, it's mainly memory that I've had trouble with. It took me about 3 or 4 months to recover from the brain injury. To this day, it still affects me depending on the circumstances I'm in. But for the main part, yeah, it took around 3 or 4 months, the memory to get a bit better and the light sensitivity to go away. When I'd go out with friends, just the lights, or if it was right now, it's dark out and the lights, that would affect me really badly, and I just want to be home and not be with anyone because at home you can control the lights, everything around you. When you're out, you can't. It's wherever you are, that's how it is. So I think it made me more sensitive to that. There was for about a couple weeks, I just wanted to be alone and not be with anyone because only I could control my environment. In my experience, there hasn't been really much education on concussions. Maybe once, or it's been mentioned once or twice in health class, but no coach has ever really talked about what concussions can do to you and the effects it has on your brain. I feel if there was more education on it, people would look at sports differently and maybe do more drills or play differently to try and figure out ways to prevent the injury, or maybe they won't go for the ball as much, or they'll stop if they know it's gonna hurt them. When I went out 5 minutes after I received the concussion, and I went to the doctor, and they told me I couldn't play for about 2 weeks, so I wish I had listened to them. I think I was mad at the people who took me out of the game because they knew I wanted to play, so it made me more irritable, and I just lashed out at them, and maybe our relationships together have been not great because of it. But yeah, I just think I got mad at everyone for trying to protect me even though I wanted to play. So when I got cleared, I faked that I was able to do this and that to be able to be cleared. So I wish that I hadn't done that, and I actually listened to them, because even when you fake it, any hit, even a small one, if you're not actually cleared or you're actually better, it will make it so much worse. So I wish I listened to them and didn't play sooner. I wish I didn't play as soon as I did. Well, I think everyone did what they should have done. My trainer pulled me out. I went to the doctor right away. My doctor listened to my symptoms. My coach listened to what the doctors had to say. I think at the end of the day, it was my fault for going back and faking it, but I think everyone did what they should have done. I think for girls, there is no stigma because most of the boys at least think that the women are weaker, and so they have an injury, it's not a big deal. So for me personally, I didn't think there was a stigma. I thought it was just a regular injury that anyone has, and it's normal to sit out. But for boys, I definitely think there's a stigma around it because they're seen as tougher, and if they have a concussions are seen as a weaker injury rather than a broken leg or something. So I think the boys have the stigma, but personally, I didn't feel the stigma about sitting out. I think that coaches know you as a person and as a player, and if they see something is off with you, they should know. They probably know you as a player better than anyone, so if they see that you're running slower or you're confused all the time, they should know that something is not right with you. Even if you don't have a concussion, if you're showing symptoms of it, they should talk to you about it and see if there's anything that maybe could have caused it, maybe not at school or over the weekend, just anything. I feel like coaches should be more open about concussions and head injuries. I think student athletes shouldn't take it not seriously at all. They should take it seriously because your head is what controls everything. So even if a slight injury to it, it can ruin your future, your life, your academics as well. So I think even if you like feel you might have a head injury, to go get it checked out, because you never know. Like if there's nothing wrong with it, at least you got checked out, and if there is, maybe you caught it before something bad happened in the future. When in doubt, sit it out. No sport is worth ruining your brain. If you think you have a concussion, tell your coach, tell your parents, and get tested.